Alright, welcome back to another video stream, and we do have two tornado warnings ongoing right now. One is observed tornado tagged for a Landspout tornado, and then the other one is a confirmed tornado. The one person that is on this right now is Stormer Media, as you can see right there. This little skinny tornado right there. That is gonna be one of the more smaller tornadoes I've seen in a while. Let me load up my chat real quick here. Right now, also, I think I did mention it, but that was Storm Murder Media stream. Uh, Probably, I mean, not the strongest velocities I've ever seen for tornadoes, but that area rotation is gonna be right back here with that weak rotation on that one. And then this one was the Landspout, was most likely gonna be right in there. Because typically with landspouts and even smaller tornadoes like what's going on with this one, you're really not going to have big, large areas of velocities that are going on. So, and that's another severe dust warning that got issued for a $half size hail. We also got a few severe dust warnings over in Colorado right now, mainly a wind threat over here, but there is one that is warned for also $half size hail, but that is gonna expire out soon here. As of now, most of these are just wind threat out to the west over here, and then obviously most of our tornado threat is gonna be over in Nebraska, which how that tornado threat is gonna be panning out for through this evening, we'll have to see. Because right now the dew point, let me actually go to the METARs real quick, because as you can kind of see with the dew point and the temperatures, this was a little bit ago, 6:53 p.m. You got your temperatures at 80, and then you got your dew point at 58. It's almost about like a 20-degree dew point spread. So I wouldn't really expect a full-on. I wouldn't expect a full-on tornado outbreak, I would say, but definitely potentially a couple of tornadoes if they end up spinning up, which we have a couple of those that did just occur. Did I just accidentally close out something? No, I didn't. Okay. I'm like, I thought I accidentally closed out something, but I didn't. I wonder. Let me go to weatherwise right now. Weatherwise as well, because I know there's some storm chasers that are not on weatherwise and they're on. Well, they're not on regular mega, but they are on weatherwise. There's one that is. There's one storm chaser that's streaming right now. Jason Cooley. He has he's over in, where is that? On Highway 97. It's like right here. So that's on this tornado right here. Tornado warning storm right here. If he's looking towards the west, and it's like seems like a smaller little funnel. Although it looks like it is on the ground potentially, because it's how small it is in general. Which you guys can look at that stream will be right there on the Hayes cams there, and then Stormer Media will be that right there. I did not want to zoom in. Oh wow, that is quite the mesoscale discussion. Hold on, let me get over to that real quick. It's like let me get over to with this because you still have that low level shear that you gotta deal with in the more nocturnal hours. Yeah, Stormer Media has a tornado on his screen. If that's not the Landspout. Let me just get a kind of screen grab real quick here from Stormrunner Media's stream here. If I can, where is my other? Where did it go in my screenshots? Why is it there? Alright, anyways, here is that area rotation would be right in there. It's a little bit messy with what you typically see for rotation, but it is right in there. Not sure if this one is still on the ground or not, considering how small this one was as well. These are still, of course, going to be observed for probably till they expire out. Okay, this one did just get downgraded to radar indicated, so this one is no longer on the ground at this time. This one is, however, still on the ground. It is quite the Landspout. I just got another view of this, a little bit better view of it on Stormrunner Media stream. I just took another little screen grab. I can't imagine there's really much of a CC drop on this either. Yeah, once again, that rotation is going to be right in there. It's going to be going between Sutherland and Hershey. And then also Fallon's is right there, but the main two areas is Hershey and Sutherland. Between those two. So we'll see if they. I can't imagine they are going to continue that tornado warning at this point. Unless this one does end up spawning another smaller tornado. Oh, hey, there's the report right there, yeah. Multiple reports and photos of Landspout tornadoes. That just got condensed a bit, and that is still observed tagged, of course. This is what it kind of looks like live. Right there. Which is kind of cool to look at. All right, here's another screen grab from Storm. I mean, there's also a next ride history with the hail before I hear, like, I can't remember what size hailstone that would be with 3 inches within diameter. I think that's like large apple size or something like that. Oh wow, yeah, this is the funnel is getting a little bit thicker with with this. Yeah, basically right now, Stormwater Media is the one that is closest to this right now. That other well, actually, no, there's two storm chasers that are alive that are close to this. Ah, but I just click on. That's why. Rotation still gonna be right in there. I got where is it? Okay, there's the dot right there. So here's once again Stormwater Media stream right here. And this is what it looks like right now. As it's just absolutely just it's just it looks like a like a rope tornado or like a straw, like a weird like a really weird bendy straw or something like that. It looks like they're on a move. There on the other tornado warning. By the way, just a quick update. That has 7 minutes left on that tornado warning. Still, obviously, this one here that is not updated on anything yet. I still have warned for $50 to sale, but that one's probably gonna be staying a hail threat as of now. Let me actually check velocities. Although we might be a little far from radar to kind of gauge exactly what this might be up to. Which, yeah, no, that's definitely gotta be at least in the realm. At least just so mainly a hail threat out of that. There's a I was about to say I thought it was like very hilly over here for a second because it's the way they had their camera pointed, but no. All right, let's see. I guess I'll see what happens. Or well, I guess we're seeing what's happening right now, but I guess we'll see where they're going. Like they're pointing back at that Landspout now. Yeah, I just move this back over. Kind of blurred out for a second, but yeah, this is what you're. I would say what you're basically your typical Landspout would kind of look like, basically. I mean, it's very dusty. Obviously, the Landspouts are going to be very dusty, but it is dusty. All right, new tornado warning just got issued for this Landspout, which includes mainly a very rural area up here in Nebraska. This still includes Coker, Sutherland, O'Fallon's, and Hershey in Nebraska. So if you're in any of those areas, you are under a tornado warning. You are. Obviously, even though it's a Landspout, and it's not really gonna do a whole lot of damage, it's still a tornado warned area, and the damage can still occur with Landspouts, just like a regular tornado. Although looking at Storm Media Stream right now, it is in a very rural area of this right now. What does velocities look like on this right now? I imagine it's somewhere right in there between O'Fallon's and Hershey right now. Because that seems to be the more likely scenario with where that is. I didn't realize they would issue tornado warnings for a Landspout, to be honest. Although this is now a confirmed tornado at this point rather than a Landspout. So this is now officially basically a tornado at this point. It's a rope tornado. This is gonna expire out with that tornado warning there. So honestly, I'm not. That one's probably just gonna. Yeah, that's definitely just gonna be the lead to expire with that tornado warning here. This one is definitely gonna be going on for a while still, as you can kind of see already with this tornado that is on here. Which is basically it looks like a broom in a way too, with a bottom. It legitimately looks like a broom. I'm hearing from a stream that it's fully condensed as well. It looks like. So if it is fully condensed, it's gonna be like right in there. It's very faint, but it is there. I just gotta back up my chair. Yeah, quite the tornado on this. I mean, it's definitely slow moving too. What does this say? What do they say it's moving at 10 north at 10 miles per hour? So yeah, it's a pretty pretty slow mover to say the least. I just gotta take a screenshot of that for for historical purposes. That's just really cool looking. I was gonna say, Stormwater Media is kind of debating whether or not to go ahead and move over that way. But honestly, I feel like I feel like right now he has probably the best view for this right now. I just watching his because I have a stream up on YouTube as well, so I can have audio on, and have a bit more not as delayed of stream as on Radar Omega because Radar Omega is a little bit behind by I think about 10 or more seconds or so. Yeah, there we go. Now it's definitely more fully condensed right in there. But that is really cool looking. Yeah, you can definitely see it condensing more and more as it's going along, because it's not as like that. I don't know what to call that. Like broomed out. I don't know. We do have a couple more severe dark warnings that did just pop up a little bit ago. Definitely starting to see a little bit more convection starting to pop up as this is moving towards the east. There also was this gust front, this outflow that was that fired out earlier from this line of storms. You can kind of see. If I go back a little bit, you can kind of see this bow right here. Oh, like right there. That's where the gust front kind of like shot out of that activity. You can still kind of see where that gust front is. Right, I keep saying gust front. The outflow from the storm right in there, which is probably helping a lot of these kind of fire off as it's moving east. I still don't know how much of that tornado threat is really gotta occur. I mean, it's still it's a little bit conditional, but I would not be surprised if well, once we get to more nighttime hours, but right now I would not be surprised if we have more of these type of situations occur with other storms as well with the landspouts. And Matthew Capucci is on this too. It looks like so quite a few. Quite. I mean, obviously there's gonna be a lot of storm chasers on days where there's severe weather, but I mean, it's a saw man. Man, this is it's still once again still quite the absolute sight on this. So I wonder where Ryan Shaw and all that is at right now. I want to see. I keep forgetting John McKinney live streams on YouTube as well. I don't know if how close or far he is from us though. He's in Arnold, Nebraska. Where is that at? Let's see if this will. That's all the way. That's all the way over here. So he might have a good view of this all the way from over there. At least with when it comes to probably the dust below it probably. And then I don't know if Ryan Scholl ended his stream or not. I think he did. Ryan Scholl just ended his stream like 3 minutes ago. So that might be just clear air. So or it could be hail, but I don't think hail will be out that far. At least hail that's at least noticeable on radar. My nose is itching, man. Alright, there's issue another severe thunderstorm warning over here and between Kansas and Nebraska, which is 60-mile-per-hour winds. Which, I mean, even though it doesn't look like much, but sometimes you can get those pockets where you have areas with a lot of just big old winds, which you can already see from the latest velocity scans with this one right here, with giving about like that 60-mile-per-hour wind gust out of that, with literally that little cell. Looks like that Landspout slash tornado has kind of dissipated, it looks like, as I'm looking at Storm Murder Media Stream, which is that second link I sent in chat. He's moving. Yeah, I don't know how many times on stream I've seen a Landspout before. But I think they're starting to condense that Severe Thunderstorm Watch as well. They haven't, obviously, they haven't canceled all the way up here, which I still kind of annoying that there is a radar hole right in the middle of South Dakota. Because, I mean, obviously you got Aberdeen here, you got Sioux Falls there. I mean, North Platte is right there, but, and then Rapid City's there, but it would be nice to have at least, like, probably a radar, probably right in Pierre and South Dakota. That way we get better coverage when it comes to looking at storms within South Dakota. Although I don't know the terrain right smack in the middle of the state. I know it's pretty mountainous and whatnot in South Dakota, though. A new severe thunderstorm warning just got issued for 60-mile-per-hour winds. So it looks like those, not quite a line of storms from what I'm seeing, but that's just a cluster of storms going towards the northeast. Which these should just remain mainly a wind threat compared to it obviously being a hail and also tornado threat. Still observe tag on this tornado warning storm here for Sutherland, Hershey, and O'Fallon's and Coker. This tornado warning also extends into a mainly rural area of Nebraska, which we've seen multiple times before. I forgot where it was out here in like Nebraska sand dunes out here. I'll have to take a quick look where that was from. I don't know how many days ago. Let me check. Hold on. That is the video section. So 2 weeks ago, that was over near. That was actually east of Alliance, actually. So up here where that tornado occurred. Yeah, there we go. So there's Bingham and there's Ashby. So that's where that PDS tornado a couple weeks back occurred, right over here. And this area is in a radar hole area. So it gets difficult out here to tell what's going on sometimes. Like, there's a lot of areas where there's radar holes, and it'd be nice to have a radar in those areas just to get better coverage. What we're trying, like, especially when it comes to tornadoes, like what we had a couple weeks back. So I'm not really noticing any velocities that there would be a landspout at this point. Because with landspouts, they don't have as noticeable of velocities like you would have with the tornado. Still, it looks like absolutely just quite the supercell with those elevated. It's like an elevated. It's not quite shelf club, but it's like an elevated thunderstorm type of deal here on that one. Also, could be a wall cloud, but I don't think it is wall cloud. I didn't realize they put the slight risk all the way up there. So what's going on up here though? I'm kind of curious. Oh, there's actually some storms up here too. Actually, I didn't realize that. I feel like let me actually check the METAR data up here. I feel like the temperatures and dew points are kind of close together, but I can't imagine there's enough shear up there. Actually, there's not even high enough dew points up here for tornadoes, because you need to be in like the mid to high 50s for a good enough environment for tornadoes and whatnot. Although it could be, I mean, I've seen cold core setups before where you have a higher temperature and a low dew point, but this is not quite that. This is now down to radar indicated at this point, and also up to not baseball size, golf ball size hail. I was gonna say if it was baseball size hail, it'd be insane. Starting to see it, still seeing more severe thunderstorms, severe storms starting to pop up. I think we kind of actually noticed that outflow right there. If that's not just due to the storm starting to pop up over convecting in this area. Could be a gust front. Not. I keep saying gust front. It's not the gust front. It's outflow. Yeah, more severe thunderstorm warnings starting to pop up as these storms are firing off. A lot of these are $half size hail. This one's core size though, but still. We do have a severe storm that is warned for 70-mile-per-hour winds over here, and also here as well with $half size hail actually. But looks like to be mainly a wind threat out of both of those. New mesoscale discussion. Apparently, there is actually some rotation right in front of where Stormwater Media is at, which, if there is rotation, it's going to be right in there, most likely. If that is indeed where that rotation is at. Also, do want to talk a little bit about tomorrow and also Friday's severe threat as well. So here's today's outlook with that slight risk. This is tomorrow's outlook with that enhanced risk all the way up here in Wisconsin through portions of northeastern Illinois, this northern portion of Indiana, and this portion. That is a weird circle. That wasn't even a circle. That was just lines. But this portion of Michigan, like the west portion of Michigan there, which right now there is a 10% sig severe for tornadoes. A lot of this, however, downstream though is mainly is very conditional, just due to a cap that's in place. And then here's also the wind threat, which I feel like a lot of the threat is gonna be kind of not. Wouldn't say it could go down here through perhaps more nocturnal hours, but I feel like through the more afternoon, like afternoon to late afternoon hours, uh, a lot of the threat is probably gonna stay within Wisconsin. Like, it's gonna be mainly within Wisconsin, if anything. And then here's the hail threat as well. And you have a big old sig severe for hail as well, going all the way from Minnesota and all the way down to even southern Illinois and Kentucky, actually, and big portion of Indiana. And then day 3, which they also have another enhanced outlook for Friday, which Friday could be a big day too, depending on morning convection. Which I feel like is gonna be a big factor in that compared to Thursday's strong cap in place. This is still radar indicated with up to golf ball size hail potential with the supercell. So I'm watching Storm Runner stream right now to see if this does end up, because this did just end up producing a Landspout about half hour ago. And then about 10-ish minutes ago, about maybe 5-10 minutes ago, it dissipated. Would not be surprised if it does end up doing something right over near Hershey, Nebraska. If that is not side lobe contamination, because sometimes side lobe contamination get into some of this, but that definitely is rotation right in there near Hershey. Look at about 12 minutes on that tornado warning. So where is Stormrunner? Okay, there. He's on Walker Road right now, just south of Hershey, Nebraska. Let me check velocities real quick. This is still about 3 minutes behind on velocities. But definitely seems like we at least have a couplet that is trying to strengthen, potentially. Although with what I was seeing on Summer Media stream, it looked like that this was the area that they were looking at where it was rotating. But it looks like that is more of a signal of rotation there. What? Can my stomach like not hurt for 2 seconds here? I go back a little bit here. Yeah, that's definitely at least something. It's still, once again, it's still at least a signal that there is rotation there, and potentially here as well, with at least a smaller area of rotation compared to a more sizable one. And here, right in the rain. Let me check the meso analysis real quick. That's eventually what is gonna be kind of kicking in. We could see more of a tornado threat eventually kick up with the said little wind shear. But looking at the 850 millibar layer, it does not look like it's super strong. Because if we go over to that real quick, I just bumped my mic. Hopefully, okay, I was gonna say, okay, my mic is not buzzing, because sometimes if I accidentally hit my, like, microphone or whatnot, it, like, decides it wants to go buzz. Like a bee. Not even a bee, it's just, like, a really annoying buzzing sounds. Alright, velocities are 4 minutes behind. I was about to say they're updated, but they're 4 minutes behind. Stormwater Media is still noticing behind them. I don't know if that's looking towards the south or towards the east. I'm pretty sure it's towards the east, though, with that there. Where it's trying to develop a wall cloud, like a whole wall cloud. So what do we have in terms of radars out here? Because I think North Platte's radar is the only one that's really in good view of this area right here. I mean, Grand Island's radar can kind of see it, but it's not like super close, to be honest. Still got more severe dust warnings starting to pop up still. This one's going for 20 minutes still. These are still, this one's warned for 70, and these bottom ones are warned for 60 right there. And places like Ray, and actually that's Ray, yeah, it's Ray, Colorado, and Burlington in Colorado as well, and then west of Goodland. Kind of, these warnings are kind of in between, almost like a 3-point right here. Wait, did I say tornado warnings or severe tornado warnings? I think I said severe tornado warnings. I'm like, wait a minute, what? But yes, the severe tornado warnings down here are almost like a 3-point right over here. Still got another 4 minutes on this tornado warning. I did not want to zoom in that fast. All right, velocities are a little bit more updated than they were a bit ago. Still have a little bit of area of rotation. I still right in there. Although it looks like it's kind of in a weird spot for rotation, though. Probably didn't help that the last scan probably was about 4 minutes behind. But it looks like it's definitely at least some type of rotation on in there. Alright, they did just, okay, so they did just end up extending that tornado warning, it looks like. So that's still going to be including Hershey, O'Fallon's, and Coker, although Coker, O'Fallon's, and Hershey are eventually going to be out of this. Could be going north of Birdwood in Nebraska. So this is going to be mainly in a rural area of Nebraska right here, going towards the northeast. This is eventually going towards Stapleton and Ringgold in Nebraska, and also more than likely Tryon. So, and this is also, I'm pretty sure too, with this particular cell that's warned right now. This is, I'm pretty sure, at least writing the like some type of boundary on here. Storm Media is in a boatload of rain right now, as you can kind of see. Looks like they're gonna be continuing. They're continuing that tornado warning. Could be in mainly a rural area. I'm kind of curious. So I can't imagine there's gonna be any towns in this area. I wouldn't think there would be any houses in this area, because I'm zooming in and it doesn't seem like there's any towns out here. So towns or even houses in this area. It's mainly very rural. They issued another severe thunderstorm warning. Let's see where that pops up. Okay, that pops up over here from Burwell, DeVere, and then in mainly rural areas of Nebraska. That's going to be warned for $0.5 size hail. So that wind threat has really not changed with that particular cell. There's definitely, there is definitely a hail core right in there, right in the middle of that, producing that $0.5 set. Was it? No, it's ping pong sized hail. It was golf ball sized hail beforehand, but now it's down to ping pong sized hail at this point, rather than the golf ball. Another severe thunderstorm warning just got issued for also a $0.5 size hail over here in Nebraska for Taylor, Aggies, Acres, and I think that's about it with the towns that are included within that area for that severe thunderstorm warning there. Seems, once again, still mainly a, other than this one here with this cell, it's mainly a hail threat out towards this way. I do have a feeling, though, we do have a little bit more, we are going to have a little bit more convection starting to pop up here eventually, as this is moving towards that way. And that will eventually lead to overconvection, and then from there, your tornado threat kind of goes down a little bit. Although then you have to also factor in that level shear. Another notification. And looks like they are going to extend that severe thunderstorm watch, it looks like. So here, okay, apparently my audio settings were not set properly on my weather news scene here. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just Windows breaking everything with my audio inputs or what. But as I was saying, as my mic was not, my mic settings were not proper. But Grand Island is gonna be right in the kind of. I think it's gonna be right in the middle of that, or either gonna be included within that severe thunderstorm watch, or it's gonna be right on the border of it at least. And then also, let me show the meso analysis again. And you can kind of see this is a little bit ago. I don't know how far back this is with the time on this, but refreshes every about 5 minutes. And you have your wind shear right there, and also down here. There does not seem to be a whole lot of wind shear within it. And okay, there we go. They just refreshed again there. But yeah, there's not a lot of wind shear, it looks like, at the 850 millibar level. At least on an analysis version 2. 950 millibars. Probably enough there. Kind of hard to read a green, if to be honest. I do wonder what the instability looks like. There's quite a bit of instability at the surface, and then also the mixed layer. Although there is a little bit of sin in there, which is kind of like. See, it doesn't seem to be a big issue with this amount of sin in the atmosphere over here. Because sin is basically what inhibits storms kind of from growing a little bit. Like, it doesn't seem to be, that does not seem to be affecting these too much. At least when it comes to what we're looking at here on radar. And then also, let me go back a little bit to the other mesoscale discussion. And here is this one here, which is the severe threat continues. And I think I was talking about earlier where this mainly the wind and hail threat out of this area here. There is a very low tornado threat, but honestly, I would expect more of that wind threat out of this activity because it's behind the boundary compared to a tornado threat. What I mean, you could get hail in this activity here, but I feel like it'd be more windy compared to more of a hail threat there. I think a lot of our hail threat is hail and wind threat. Well, at least the hail threat is probably gonna be more over here, focused over here, and then our wind threat is probably gonna be more focused over here. Our tornado threat, I mean, it's outlined for this area here, but right now this is the only cell that is kind of tornado warned right now and is writing that boundary. And this is a slow mover as well with the storm. It's just moving at 15 miles per hour at this point towards the northeast. Another notification. Let's see what this is. It's okay. It's an update with the outlook basically. I don't know how much has changed from last time. I don't know how far I'm gonna have to scroll. Scrolling. Alright, I found the other outlook from earlier, and yeah, not a lot has changed, it looks like. Although they did just release that, so. Not a lot. Even from last outlook, not a lot has changed. At least with that slight risk. I don't know if they changed anything with that tornado risk or not, though. I'll give it a couple minutes to update because usually after they just released it, it's not gonna update that quick sometimes. I do wonder if the outlook itself last updated. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wait a little bit for these fully update. So got this story running on going for another 21 minutes. Well, about 20 minutes at this point, I would think. Let me check. Well, it's still 21 minutes, but once we hit 8:10, it'll be 20 minutes. It's gonna be going until 8:30 p.m. All right, with that new Sphere Darshan watch, let me go over to Omaha real quick. So this is gonna be going till 3 in the morning. That's just due to the slow nature of all this. Scattered hail up to 2 inches. So basically lime-sized hail. Up to scattered gusts up to 70 mile per hour winds. Likely a couple tornadoes are still possible with this as well. Which I have a feeling a lot. If those tornadoes do occur, they're probably gonna be weak and brief tornadoes, if anything. All right, so it looks like Storm Media is going back east, and it's gonna be repositioning. It's gonna be going towards more where there is the more clear air and also more blue skies. Basically, more of a blue sky over here, of course, than over here where we have storms. And they did just issue a new severe this morning as well for 7 mile per hour winds, and there is a tornado warning somewhere. Hold on, let me check. That's to be over here in North Carolina. Oh, wow, that actually has a little bit of hook on it, actually. Yeah, there's your area rotation there. That's going to be for Peters Creek in North Carolina. So if you're in that specific area, make sure you are going to your lowest probability home. Lowest tier probability home. I would not be surprised if they do end up extending this towards over here. But this is quite the area that's rotating. Let me check CC, because I do wonder if it's produced at least like some brief potential tornado of that. And that's also going to be going for 32 minutes as well. I think, are both of these going for that? Or is it just the one over there? No, it's just the one over there that's going for 32 minutes. But that is quite the tight area rotation there, going towards Peters Creek. That is going toward, seems like it's going east-ish. Although, what does this actually say? Does it say east? Southeast. So it's going southeast, and not straight up east. With that tornado warning here over in North Carolina. Once again, if you're a Peters Creek, you are included within this tornado warning. Highsmiths, Mintz, and McDaniels, and also Parkersburg. You're gonna want to be weather aware for this particular cell here, in case you do end up getting included within the next tornado warning, if they issue it or not. Which there's a chance they do end up issuing a new one, depending on what this area of velocity, with this couplet we have right here going towards southeast, does within the next couple scans here. Now we have more severe thunderstorm warnings popping up over here. Half dollar size hail, half dollar size hail. A lot of half dollar size hails. This one did just expire out. This one just expired out too. So a couple of these three right here are half dollar size hail warned, and then these ones are mainly wind. 60, 60, actually half dollar size hail on that one. 70, 70. Hello, welcome to the stream. Well, Roland, Iowa gets something. Let me check where that's at. If it even pops up on here. That is Rolandia. Where is? Wait, Roland. Is it not gonna pop up on here? Oh wait, there we go. That's in central Iowa. Honestly, through tonight, I was gonna say through this afternoon to tonight, I would say if you do end up getting anything, it'd probably the early morning hours, if anything. I do want to take a look at the outlook as well, see what they have from the Storm Prediction Center. That's actually in a marginal risk area. Yeah, honestly, if you guys do get anything, I would expect it to be at least within the morning hours rather than through tonight. Like, or very early morning hours. Like, I'm talking like 2 in the morning type morning hours in the night. Honestly, really not expect if there is anything severe, I wouldn't expect anything major either. Sioux Falls looking for tonight. Probably just kind of, I would say, kind of like the same story for what's going on down here in Nebraska. Basically, if you do get anything severe, it's probably gonna be mainly a wind and or hail threat compared to a tornado threat. I do want to take a look at the models. Is this gonna load? Okay, there we go. I do want to take a look at what the ARRR or whatnot's kind of showing right now. I need to go north central US. Okay, ARRR right now is loading the 00Z run right now. Yeah, ARRR is showing looks to be definitely a wind threat to use for overlays. I was gonna say for the graphics for my stream, I personally made my own. And then putting those overlays into OBS. One last question: why have I not been able to go live for almost 3 months? I don't know, man. I don't know if it's because I mean, I don't know if it's personally what I don't know what your life's like because I mean sometimes kind of like just being busy with life can kind of get in the way with something, especially with doing live streams. Or you're in it decides and wants a break, or well, and sometimes in my cases where OBS is like decides it wants to break initially trying to start a stream. Although I have had to with OBS, I have had to reconnect my account to OBS with the YouTube connection So because it says stream not of it. So basically, stream not. Yeah. Yeah, it might be as to say because if it says stream not available, it might be could be a YouTube issue. It could be OBS issue if you're using OBS. I don't know. God, it is warm in my room. All right, still watching this particular cell right here, over just now north of North Platte. I don't know why I said north like that. North Platte, North Platte. Yeah, can't. I feel like I can't speak English. I'm pretty sure I said it right the first time. I have no idea anymore. I do want to check back up on the tornado warning over in North Carolina real quick too. Does look like that area rotation has fallen apart. So it looks like there's a chance they might end up canceling out that tornado warning over here in North Carolina. We'll see what happens with that. We still got about 7 minutes on this tornado warning storm here. Still gonna be going for 7 minutes, which I think I just said. This is producing up to golf ball size hail as well. So I'm watching this area right here because it looks like it's trying to because it looks like it's doing a hook right in there. Storm Runner Media is the one storm chaser I have up right now that is near this. Also, another thing on the HRRR as well, for basically the entire state of Iowa, the HRRR basically keeps the entire state dry, no storms at all. I do wonder what the NAM looks like, just for why not, I guess. Yeah, even the NAM and whatnot. Yeah, basically every mile right now kind of keeps a lot of the rainfall out of Iowa, basically. So Iowa might not actually see anything through tonight at all. All right, they did just issue a severe thunderstorm warning for this. Looks like Gulf Coast is staying on 6 mile per hour winds. I think this is the first time I've seen on this particular cell where they issue a severe thunderstorm warning for this. Definitely watching that. This could be the one cell at least to watch still for the next half hour or so. Like, hold on, let me go over to. Wait, did I close it out? I think I did. Or did I put it on a different tab? No, it's on a different tab. Hold on. So here is the GFS. Even you can kind of see even on a GFS, it kind of keeps it dry. Although this is more like a deterministic. But if we go over to the HRRR on the latest run, so it's kind of like now right there. You can kind of see through tonight into almost tomorrow morning at this tonight into tomorrow morning. You see where this bows out, like right there on HRRR. I would not be surprised if we have like a MCS or at least some type of squall line type of activity with this here, and that being a wind threat right in there. I didn't trying to scroll down. Okay, but you can kind of see where it bows out right there. And sometimes when you have storms where it bows out, you get a more of a QLCS tornado threat out of that. Actually, let me take a sounding real quick. Why not? I feel like that might have been too close. Yeah, marginal tornado. So there could be a tornado threat still ongoing within that if this does materialize right in there. Although actually, looking at the HRRR, it looks like there's a couple of cells this puts over in Iowa. Although I feel like that probably won't materialize, unlike what we're seeing right here over here in the west. It looks like there might be a second round behind that too, which goes through Sioux Falls too. Oh wow. Okay, hold on 1 second. We have a severe thunderstorm warning that is now a destructive. This is a I think that's pretty sure that's PDS severe thunderstorm warning at this point. I think that's just considerable actually. Yeah, that's warned for 80, which is absolutely insane. Can I be mod for you? I'm trustworthy and good. Love the weather. Yeah, sorry about that, man. I'm gonna have to for now. I'm gonna have to say no on that because I don't really just trust like really almost. I don't really trust anybody right off the bat, especially when it comes to YouTube mod. I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure you're trustworthy and whatnot, but right now it's just gonna be a no. Oh wow, that is quite the outflow right there. That is a big old outflow. All right, we no longer have a tornado warning over here in Nebraska. We still do have one ongoing over in North Carolina, however. I'm gonna go back and radar scans. I wonder if this is starting to kind of bow out with all these mergers going on, which it looks like it's starting to do that. And it looks like that cell from earlier has kind of fallen apart, and it's starting to kind of almost. It's becoming more of a line of storm to this point. At the severe thunderstorm warning right here, it's gonna be going for almost an hour. All right, I'm gonna bear back real quick. I need to get a water bottle. All right. Oh, back. What is seriously? What is on my mouse pad? It's like something really grainy on my mouse pad. I don't know what it is. Or is that my mouse? I can't tell. It can't be my mouse because it's like smooth, like plastic. But this is still. I mean, it's still quite the small supercell right there, or at least an elevated thunderstorm that had rotation on it. This is not a quite a severe thunderstorm level storm. Oh, I got hiccups. We'll see. I'm still waiting to see if they're gonna end up canceling out that tornado warning, which so far they have not canceled out. So looks like it's gonna be another case where they're gonna be just letting that tornado warning expire out compared to canceling it. All right, we'll see what. Let me check back up on this over here because we do have once again quite the wind threat over here, especially with this warned area here. Oh wow, there's actually a report time here for up to what 82 mile per hour winds there. I do wonder what the where that boundary's at. Let me check. Let me refresh the outlooks real quick too. See if that's changed much. Let's see. Yeah, well, they're still keeping that tornado risk. That significant severe risk area has changed a little bit with the wind. Yeah, it's changed a little bit. And then the hail risk hasn't changed too much. So it looks like the only thing that's really changed is that wind risk. All right, this should be expiring out soon here. I'm surprised they haven't canceled it out yet. Oh. Looks like okay. So they did just take down the hail threat on this from golf ball to $half. So it's not producing as big of hail. It looks like with this compared to what it was earlier. Let me look at surface observations. I think this is I mean, it's eventually gonna be behind that, eventually behind the boundary at this point. Do wonder if a lot of these are behind the boundary. Would be nice if we didn't have a radar blind spot here. I don't know why I would even try to go over to Cheyenne's radar, but that's definitely a microburst there. All right, I think they did just end up canceling out the well, that tornado warning did just expire out. So we're now down to severe thunderstorm warnings at this point. Which I think other than this severe thunderstorm warning right here where we had that 80, I think for the most part this should for the most part stay a mainly in wind and a hail threat at this point compared to a tornado threat. But we'll say I'll probably I'll stay on for a little bit, maybe the next couple minutes here to see what happens. But I don't think anything much more is gonna happen at this point. I think I mean, not that the tornado threat couldn't ramp up a little bit more, but I think we're at a point where we're really not gonna see too much of a tornado threat at this point. I mean, there's this here, but that just looks like a microburst. If that is a microburst there. Let me look at this radar here. That is in there. There's not really other radar there that I can really see this well enough, so could be something in there, but I think that might just be a microburst, honestly. Oh. Yeah, I think this should just stay mainly a wind and hail threat at this point. So, all right, well, I'll probably and actually I want to see real quick because these are like blanket severe thunderstorm warnings here. Because I know we're far from radar on this, but honestly, even from far from radar, I've really not seeing those 80s on that. Definitely got to see a outflow boundary right there though, for sure. Wait, don't think anything's got fire off of that though. because there's no convection down here or anything. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this stream. I will be live again tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure what time I'll be live tomorrow quite yet. Probably depending on when storms do end up getting going, which might be sometime probably 3 o'clock in the afternoon, probably somewhere between 3 and 5 in the afternoon. That will be probably the time I'll be live tomorrow. And yeah. I will see you all tomorrow. And then also Friday, too, I'll be live as well. And probably Sunday and also Monday. Although, I don't remember off the top of my head what day. I think it might have been Sunday or Monday that has the capping issues. Although we're still a few days out still, so we don't know the exact details quite yet. And we're going to be waiting to see what... Basically be seeing to waiting to see what miles are going to look like, essentially. Couple of days beforehand, and of course, I mean cams could be useful, but honestly, I think right now our deterministic medium to long range miles right now are gonna be our best bet with some things at the moment. But yeah, anyways, I'll see you guys in the next stream, which will be tomorrow.